Alright guys, so seems like the new update already arrived a few days ago, and today the new West to its season has finally arrived to Asphalt 9 Legends, as well as the new Frangivento Afsane special event, which I will be looking into during today's video. So with nothing else to add, let's get into it. As we could see from this new update patch notes, the Frangivento Afsane isn't a really big deal once you fully gold max it, because if it's true that it has a quite decent top speed for the rank where it's placed, it's not on Elite A class and its handling isn't the very best either. The acceleration, however, is somewhat decent and the nitro duration isn't by any means bad, so it should be able to perform decently on multiplayer. The thing, however, is that I don't see a reason to go for this car, considering how most of the Elite A-class cars are considerably better in general, while we have cars that, despite that are out of Elite A-class, still feel way better than this Frangivento Afsane, like for example the Rimac Concept 1, the Ferrari Tributo or the McLaren 650S GT3, which we got the chance to max out in the previous season. So in general we can start saying that the Afsane isn't bad itself, but it's not as competitive as other cars and definitely isn't good enough to release $50 bundles that basically give you 20 blueprints of the car, if you ask me. I would even say that it's better to actually buy tokens and use them on Afsane token packs instead of getting the bundles, but I should do the math, even though I'm sure it wouldn't be too far from what I just said. Okay, but now it's time to talk about the special event and how we can actually unlock and start up this car, because this time there are key packs available by tokens in the shop, which means that if you guys want to try your luck with them, so you can get as a reward one of the weirdest looking cars of the entire game, you will have the chance to do so, unlike the Pagani Utopia, which never got any kind of key packs in the shop and which you could only unlock completing its entire special event. In this case you can either get the Afsane key from the special event or gambling in the packs, but I definitely think I will pick the safe way and I will just go for the key available at the end of the special event. As we keep looking inside of the special event, we can see the cars which were mentioned in the patch notes as the requirements to complete the Afsane special event. At first we have a free try of the Afsane where we can get some tokens and a few blueprints, and then we will need the McLaren 765 LT as well as the Mercedes AMG Black Series, the Porsche 911 GT2 RS Club Sport, and at last but not least the new Lamborghini SC63, which will have its own Grand Prix next week. Something good about this special event is the fact that if for some reason you have the Mercedes or the Porsche require maxed but not unlocked, the event itself gives you the key to unlock both cars, so I guess that's nice if you were in the extremely particular scenario where you had both cars maxed but not unlocked for some reason. Obviously I know the special event is giving the keys to encourage people to max those cars in order to unlock them, but still it's just another chance to unlock them if you missed them before, considering both of the cars I just mentioned were released through Grand Prixes. Also, I have realized that as the new special events keep appearing one after another, the tokens they give on the first stage are less and less and less. On this Afsane special event, for example, you can only get 75 tokens, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not something bad per se, but I expected a bit more, not for me, but for those starting on the game and that have no chance to progress any further into the special event due to the lack of cards. Sure thing, now we get 2 Afsane blueprints at the beginning, which for me may be useful, but for a quite decent percentage of the player base won't matter at all. Something else I have realized is that this special event has more stages than the previous one, like the Utopia special event, even though the length seems to be the exact same in terms of time. I will have to check if in terms of rewards we can actually get something else or if we are getting basically the same, but I'm pretty sure that this doesn't matter to a part of the community who is looking forward to elite cars and multiplayer oriented ones rather than cars like this Frangivento Afsane, which, if I'm being completely honest, I do find quite convenient on a way. So let me explain. You know, there was a time where we got 2 cars whose only purpose was to act as a filler between useful cars, and basically as a requirement or obstacle in special events for the future. I'm talking of course about the GTA Hispano and the early Chrysler we have on the entire game. Both of the cars I just mentioned are extremely useless in basically all the aspects of the game, and I really have the theory that they were released just as filling, you know, as an obstacle without a true purpose aside from collecting dust in your garage. But if we compare them with this new Frangivento Afsane, I have to say that the Afsane is way more competitive than any of the cars I mentioned could even dream with. I mean, sure, the Afsane drift radius may just be straight up horrible, but still I can assure you guys that you can eventually win races with it, which at least give it a purpose aside from the fact that it will be required at some point in the future and that stuff. And honestly, I prefer filler cards that are somewhat useful rather than having, well, the Chrysler or the GTA Hispano, honestly. But you know what, guys, as I said previously, filler cards like this one are necessary so we can appreciate more every time a good card arrives to the game. Because if, for example, all the cards were kings or, you know, top tier ones, we will end up like Asphalt 8, where basically all the cards are the same. Basically, we wouldn't appreciate holidays if we were on an eternal holiday every single day. And same as working days exist so we can appreciate holidays, we have to accept that cards like this Frangivento Afsane will keep coming, which I hope, since I wouldn't like to spend on something like the GTA Hispano ever again. Also, during this entire update, seems like there won't be any Legends Pass hands, as I could see on the Asphalt 9 Legends official Discord server, so that means that there will be some really nice card hands. You all guys should pay attention in order to not to miss them. Also, while you green the card hands, you won't have to worry about the special event, because I can assure you guys that most of the cards available through card hands during this update will be more useful in the long run, both for Clash and in general, than this Frangivento Afsane. So yeah, that's pretty much all about this new special event, which if you are not collectors, won't have too many interesting things to look on, and if you are a collector like me, you will have something to add to your garage, which won't be completely useless as the cards you guys already know. I really hope you all guys found this video useful. Let me know your thoughts about this special event in the comment section, and I will see you really soon, as usual, with much more Asphalt 9 content. Goodbye, guys.